Hello, gorgeous ones. Hello, hello, hello. It's Rosanna here, channeling some rosy glow with the question, are you too toxic to be loved? I've just finished a much longer video, which isn't yet published as live, so it's not available to the public yet, but it is about self-hatred, unworthiness, undeserving, and how this is a call to turning toxicity into unconditional love. And this is really aimed at those of you who know that the way that you're showing up in the world is toxic towards yourself or toxic towards others. When I say toxic, you're difficult to be around. Others tell you so. I mean, what others are doing is they're basically mirroring to you the very worst feelings you have about yourself, okay, that perhaps you're not owning or you're not allowing yourself to really turn around, to look at and turn around. What I've said in the other video is it's a bit of a longer-winded way of going around it, but it's essentially everything that we believe, that we feel is in the way of us being loved is the call to love. So what I put here is the things that we feel are most toxic about us become our own healing. They prevent us from loving ourselves, yet they're the very reason that we deserve love. So whether it's donuts, whether it's chocolate, whether it's cigarettes, whether it's crack cocaine, for goodness sake, like whatever it is, the key thing in any reach out that we have to numb ourselves from the pain we're in is to remember that in the end we end up in this cycle of judgment, which becomes either judgment towards self, so that's guilt and shame, or judgment towards others, which becomes blame. And it's my parents' fault, it's my partner's fault, it's my mother's fault, it's my teacher's fault, it's the government's fault, it's the Illuminati's fault that I feel this shit about myself. Well, you know, it's no one's fault. What you feel is what you feel, but do you want to feel better than how you feel? If you do want to feel better than how you feel, then what the call is going to be is to then start looking at the things that you hate yourself for, the things that you feel you are undeserving of, the things that you feel you are unworthy of, and to start telling yourself that despite whatever things you do that you know are not great, you are still worthy and deserving and allowed to have the things that you would like to experience. Remember, this comes with a caveat. We do not take other people's freedom away. We do not interfere with their free will. We are not here to try and control others or outer circumstances in order to feel safe. There's a lot of deep wounds within many of us. When we are displaying toxic behavior towards ourselves or others, then you know this is a call for love. And what does unconditional love mean? Okay, it means loving yourself unconditionally, right? So it's not dependent on whether you stop something or start something or keep going with something or not. It's there for you as a constant. That love is constant. Your breath is constantly in and out of your body. If it wasn't, you'd be dead. So your consciousness is with you from time dot till the time you leave your body. And it is that consciousness that is the unconditional love that you can connect to. So the invitation is to watch the rest of the videos. I've been encouraging people to subscribe to this channel because there's going to be a lot more content coming on. And my whole thing at the moment is liberation from limitation. And that synopsis is for all things that I do. And whether it's to do with money, whether it's to do with love, whether it's to do with sexual liberation, whether it's to do with conceiving with ease, whether it's to do with living authentically and transparently and feeling fearless. And that doesn't mean you don't have any fear. It just means you learn to love yourself through your fear. And as a result of that, you're open to all of the revelations that are divine grace. And divine grace is the power of revelation that allows you to let go easily of what no longer serves you and opens you up to the blessings, the gifts that are constantly pouring their way to you that perhaps you are pushing away because you feel undeserving, unworthy, and too toxic. So just remember that if the people around you are basically saying to you things that are unkind, unloving, if you feel that people are keeping the distance from you, if you feel somehow that it's just too difficult for people to be around you, then this is going to be even more poignant because you will know that your energy is having an effect on others. And what is going to happen there is you're going to beat yourself up more about it. So how do we then go, I love you anyway? And the more I love and accept myself, the more I will see others will do that as well. One of the things that's important to remember is if you are changing habits and you are starting to show up differently, those around you are going to test you. Don't expect them to suddenly shift because you have, because they're used to you being a certain way and you've been that way for a very long time. So if they start seeing you operating differently, they're going to push and they're going to poke and they're going to prod and they're going to basically want to try and make sure that what you're doing isn't going to revert back to the way you used to be, because they want to feel safe in the changes that you are making. So remember that if you can be persistent and consistent with yourself, then you will find that those around you will start to respond to you differently with time. But even if you can't be persistent and consistent with yourself, what do you need to do? Love yourself anyway. And that means loving yourself through your hatred, through your tears, through your victim consciousness, through your judgments, through the guilt, the blame, the shame. What does it mean to love yourself? It means to hold your heart. It means to say, I'm here for you. I am not abandoning you. I am going to be with you no matter what, however uncomfortable this is, whatever's going on around, I'm still here. And, you know, these days, most of the time, I feel amazing. Occasionally when I don't, I'm just like, what's going on? But I know the call is to love. I know the call is to go, right, before I reach for something outside of me to try and make me feel better, because I know that's my habit, I'm just going to be here. What is it that's coming up? Oh, sadness. Okay. Do I need to get in my head about where it's come from? No. Can I just feel it? Yeah. Will it pass? Yeah. Do I need to worry about how long it's going to take? No. It just will pass. It's guaranteed if I feel into it. And so it's the running away that is the distressing thing. When you actually go through it, just like with labor, every contraction is a guarantee. The more you relax into it, the more fully you embrace it, the closer your baby is going to come earthside. The closer, the faster it is going to be. The more you resist it, the harder it is. So with every emotion, with every feeling, with every challenge that comes up, it's another contraction. Another part of you is being birthed. So open to the versions of you that are being birthed. And remember that at this stage, perhaps you are too toxic to be loved by others. And by that, I mean it's too difficult to accept their love and to give them love because of where you're at. But that does not mean that you are too toxic to give yourself your own love. Okay? I've been through tremendous self-loathing and hatred in myself, in my life. And my chosen forms of self-harm or addictions and bulimia and basically trading sex for love when I was younger. Lots of different things I've done that I'm not proud of. But I know that there were the wounded bits of me that really needed my love and acceptance no matter what. And ironically, it was my mother's voice that would be in my head that would judge me. And so learning to reparent myself and to be a loving and kind mother and a loving and kind and boundaried father and to help my inner child to feel safe has been my life's work. And this is what I do with every person I work with, is I cultivate a feeling of safety, creating safety with where we are before we go anywhere else. So remember, you are worthy. There are longer videos explaining lots more around this. For now, I'm going to send you all my love. I'm sending you a huge hug. Namaste. Oh, if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe to my channel. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.